Hey YouTube, this is Kevin Bowen of Bowen Small Engine. And guys, I recently had a YouTuber ask me, of all the items I've ever created with my forge, which would be my one tool option if I was forced basically to only choose one tool that I ever created in a survival situation. I'm going to be honest, guys. I personally, or I would assume that I'm probably like most of you guys, I would prefer to have more than just a one tool option. But I decided that I'm going to humor the question and answer it as truthfully as I possibly can. And I'm going to tell you guys that what I choose may be very, very shocking to most. As typically, most people are going to say they want a knife as a one tool option. And don't get me wrong, the knife that you see here in this video is an excellent knife. I've used it many times. It's very, very effective, very sharp. It throws sparks off the back of the tang as well as the front of the blade here, or the back of the spine, shall I say. Very, very nice knife. And I have to admit that the axe that I've made with my cousin is very, very effective. It's extremely sharp. I've cut down pretty good sized trees with this axe, and I'll be honest, guys, it throws sparks as well. I can throw them right off the very end of the blade here. So it too is a very, very effective means to make fire and to cut wood. The tomahawk, which you've seen in numerous videos, is generally my weapon of choice, okay? Guys, I'm not going to deny the truth. The tomahawk is made out of a piece of rebar. And the rebar does not throw sparks. However, it's extremely light. And because of it being so light, honestly, it's very easy to pack. Now that being said, naturally the knife is a lot lighter than the tomahawk. So I know there'll be a few of you guys say, well, you know, why would you choose a tomahawk over a knife? Especially a knife that's capable of throwing sparks. And I'll be honest, guys, I personally, depending upon the season, okay, would have different opinions about which of these items that I would actually choose as a one tool option. Honestly, it being winter, I'm probably going to lean more towards the axe, because honestly I can process wood a lot quicker with this axe than I can even the tomahawk or the knife. It also has the ability to cut just about anything that you would want to cut. And as I mentioned earlier, it throws sparks. So it being winter, I'm probably going to go with the axe. But, now this is the shocking part. If I was in a situation where it was spring or summer, and you know the weather is permitted, and it's nice, it's warm, you may have just an occasional rain shower here, here and there, I'll tell anybody, I'm going to want my tomahawk. Reason being is, I can make a bow drill set, as you guys have clearly seen in other videos. Yes, I will not deny, okay, a bow drill set isn't as superior as flint and steel. It's a little more of a pain in the butt. But let's be honest, guys, if I have this tomahawk, all I have to do is find a piece of high carbon steel, whether it be a file, whether it be like a hay tether, basically anything that's high carbon, and I can put it in a campfire after I make a bow drill set, and I'm going to essentially have a means to make fire as much as I would want. I mean, it's just a simple, justifiable truth of the matter. So, with the tomahawk, I have the option that I can use the hammer portion to shape this small piece of metal in just about any way that I want. And I won't deny, I would probably make a fire striker for flint and steel out of it. Maybe one end of it would be a knife, okay? So I have to say, in short, from my own perspective, if I had to choose a one tool option overall, okay, it would probably be the tomahawk. Now, as I said, that's definitely going to be a problem here in the winter. So I would really have to watch my butt when it comes to making that first fire, if you will. Now, like I said, after I've made that fire, then it's going to be pretty easy. Because, like I said, honestly, I live in a farm area where there is all kinds of high carbon steel. I mean, it's nothing to find it, seriously. Everybody around has files, you know, some kind of high carbon piece on a tractor or whatnot, what have you. So it's really not an option of great difficulty for me, shall I say, to find a piece of high carbon steel. So I want you guys to weigh in on this. You tell me what you would personally pick. Like I said, there's really no right or wrong answers. All three of these would suffice in any given survival situation. As I said, I do know that the knife is, of course, going to be more favorable. I respect that. But in all honesty, you're very limited as to what you can do with that knife. Don't get me wrong, you can beat the living crap out of it by batoning, but if you do, you could essentially break it, okay? Now, I gotta admit, I've never broke it, as you can obviously see, and I've beat the crap out of it. But you could break it. You're not as likely to break the tomahawk or, of course, or the axe. So you got to keep that in mind, guys. Now, I know there will be a few of you guys say, well, obviously, the knife is going to come with a sheath. Well, in all honesty, that is true. Okay, it would come with a sheath, as you've seen in my prior videos. But, in all honesty, what's the likelihood of you actually carrying that sheath and considering the sheath and the knife a one-tool option? So that's the reason that the sheath isn't exactly included in this lineup, if you will. Because, of course, naturally, if you had the sheath, the rope that is holding the leather together, you could easily use as cordage for a bow drill. So you got to keep that in mind too, guys, as I implied earlier with that first fire, if you will. So like I said, guys, I'm hoping that I'll get feedback on this. Maybe some of you guys can give me insight as to which of these that you would pick as your one tool option. Until next time, YouTube.